Okay. So, good morning, one and all here. Today, on behalf of entire DLGAV Model School Shalimar Bagh and our principal, Miss Reena Rajpal, I, Monica Bhatia, take this opportunity to welcome Mr. Amit Vij for the session about changes in Delhi University. Now, Tushar will introduce Mr. Amit Vij to the audience.
फिर आपके यहाँ दो माइक्स ऑन है डिवाइसेस ना, आप एक को बंद कर दीजिए।
Okay, so warm greetings to one and all present here. First of all, after organizing 4 successful seasons of Infinitum, the annual career fair, I welcome you all to the 5th season of Infinitum, Infinitum 5.0. Each one of us are in the stage where choosing the right career is the most crucial thing for us. And at this time, if we get the right career guidance, then our path to success will become smooth. We are delighted to have Mr. Amit Vij, who is the speaker of today's wonderful session. Mr. Amit Vij has completed his graduation in science from Delhi University and post graduation in business management from Amity Business School. Sales head and teacher with more than 14 years experience in the education industry, spread over undergraduate entrances and entrances which involve career sessions and classes for quantitative aptitude, logical reasoning, business awareness, and PDP, proven leadership skills involving managing, developing, and motivating teams. We are happy to have you, sir. So, everyone, I hope that you will take all the benefits from today's session. Over to you, sir.
All right. Thank you, Tushar. I'll just share my presentation. All right. I hope the presentation is visible to all of you.
Yes, sir.
Right. Thanks. All right. Good morning, everyone. Uh, so, primarily, I would be talking about changes in Delhi University 2021, but I would also be sharing some other changes that have happened in other universities and colleges which are beyond Delhi University. Uh, now, so what happened in 2020 with regards to Delhi University admissions were basically basically that resulted in these changes being introduced for Delhi University and other universities with the view that so sometime in 2020 we had a new education policy that was released with these changes, proposed changes also, right? Some of the changes were to be implemented in 2021, but due to the pandemic situation still on, the some of the changes will be implemented from 2022. Now till 2020, Delhi University primarily was taking admissions for students on the basis of the class 12th percentage in best of 4 subjects. Now 2020 saw extremely good results from the students. If I just share some data with you, so in 2019 there were approximately 17,600 students who had secured 95% and above from the CBSE board at an all India level. In 2020, this basically rose to 38,686, and this was just the CBSE board. We had ISC board and we had other state boards and the Cambridge boards, international board schools also. So overall, the number of students having 95% and above drastically rose as compared to 2019. Apart from this, there were 5,500 students approximately across India who had secured 100% marks. 5,500 students having secured 100% marks. So what happened in 2020 was that the cutoffs for the top colleges drastically changed. Right, the general trend was that the cutoffs in Delhi University will change by 0.25%, 0.5% at max. But last year, 2020, the cutoffs drastically changed. St. Stephen's, Hindu College, SRCC, LSR had bare minimum cutoffs of 99%. In fact, LSR for history honors, economic honors, and psychology honors had a cutoff for 100%. So, keeping this data in mind, right, the new education policy proposed certain changes with regards to the admission process for Delhi University and some other universities, just to give every student or a good student a fair chance. Right. So this was the background why these changes were proposed. So if you look, so three prime changes: introduction of an entrance exam, change in the selection criteria. So this was to be implemented from the current year, 2021. But again, since we are still under the pandemic, so this has been postponed, and this would be implemented from 2022. As per the circular released by the Delhi University, so this year the admissions will be based on the class 12th merit, best of 4 subject percentage. 2022, this will be implemented. Second change that is being implemented, or the change that is being implemented this year, is the launch of the 4-year programs with exit options, and there has been certain changes in the course names. So you're looking at these options in detail. So Delhi university admissions from 2022 will be based on 50% weightage to a test called as Central University's Common Entrance Test. Now, and 50% weightage will be given to the class 12 percentage. If you look at this test, so this test is, or this entrance exam is not a new entrance exam that is being launched. Just like Delhi University being a central university, we have Jawaharlal Nehru University Delhi, we have Jamia Millia Islamia Delhi, and we have 39 other central universities in our country. Some of those central universities have been admitting students through this test, right? So the proposal of National Education Policy 2020 was to bring Delhi University also under the aegis of the CUCET. And this was recommended to start from 2021. But as earlier said also, that because of the pandemic, this has been shifted to by a year. So this will be implemented from 2022. And one of the prime reasons was that if a student had secured 96, 97, 98, which we thought were good scores, but they were still unable to join good colleges, right? So with this process, right, each and every student will have a fair chance, because 50% of these selection would be based on what you perform in the aptitude-based CUCET, right? As I mentioned earlier also, that Lady Shri Ram College had 100% cutoffs for psychology honors, history honors, and economic honors, right? 30 courses across the various colleges had cutoffs beyond 99%. So this was a basic setback to a lot of students, because having secured 97, 98%, and they were still not able to get into a good or a top college, right? So this test will ease out that unevenness of the cutoff system. Okay. Second recommendation by Delhi University was, or second change that they have been proposing was that Delhi University will now be offering programs for 4-year courses, right, with exit options. So if you look at the current course structure, or the course structure available till last year was that we had two courses, one an honors course and a program course. Now the new Education Policy Implementation Committee, basically also called as the National Education Policy, right? So they have proposed two sets of programs and having some alterations in the structure and nomenclature. So in the case of existing honors courses in science, humanities, and commerce, students will have option to leave after the first year with a certificate in that course. Student will then have an option also to exit after completion of 2 years with a diploma in that course. A student who completes the 3 years and exits will be exiting with a degree in honors in that course. A student who exits after 4 years, right, will receive an honors degree in that discipline along with 1 year of research. So that course will be honors plus 1 year of research. That's how the 4-year courses will be or are being offered by Delhi University. Now, one of the basic reasons of, I would say 2 reasons for bringing in these 4-year courses is, first, inculcating the habit of research or enticing more students to go for research. Second, whenever in India, so in India we used to follow 15 years of education system, right? Class 12th and then 3 years of grads, right? Except for engineering and medicine. So what happened that if I finished my graduation and then I wanted to take the GMAT exam. So GMAT exam was to appear for and it's an exam if I wanted to go for an MBA abroad. So I had to take the GMAT examination. Now, one of the basic criteria for GMAT was that it required us to have 16 years of education. If not 16 years of education, then, so if we follow the 15-year rule, so if our education was 15 years, then a minimum work ex for 2 to 3 years to fulfill that 1-year education gap. So by having this 4-year course, now we are immediately eligible to go for the GMAT exam because we will be fulfilling the 16-year education system that we have now. Okay. Now, under the proposed structure, so in the first 3 years of the honors course, in addition to your existing subjects that we study, right, students will also be have to do additional language course, right? So one of those language has to be an Indian language. Students will have to do a social and emotional learning course and an innovation and entrepreneurship course. Emphasis will be on co-curriculars, and students will also be taking an ethics and culture course. So basic requirements for our society, right? Social and emotional learning course, ethics and culture course have been introduced as subjects in the honors course. Students who then go for the 4-year honors course with the research option will have to complete a thesis or an internship in their final year. So the research will only be complete when you finish your thesis and submit it or complete an internship under a professor. Now, when you talk about BSc and BA programs, right? So in BSc and BA programs, in the 4th year, students will be choosing one of the two subjects that they study in their first 3 years and study 6 courses within that discipline. So if I'm pursuing BSc and I studied physics, so in my 4th year, I can choose physics as my subject, and within physics, I'll be studying 6 disciplines within physics in my 4th year, right? I would, so as a student, I would have to submit a dissertation paper on my major discipline of study. So here in case, if I have gone for physics, so my major discipline of study would be physics, and I'll have to submit a dissertation paper on physics and an interdisciplinary research dissertation on my major and minor disciplines of study, right? This is, see, if you look at, so this is like something like a professional course being offered when you do a research and dissertation projects, and then you submit, right? You do a major and a minor discipline. So this is all bringing to that level. Now, when we talk about commerce studies, so commerce students will have to choose one discipline from humanities or social sciences, not from the subjects that they have studied in the first 3 years, but they'll have to choose a discipline from humanities and social sciences and study 6 courses from it in the 3rd and 4th years and write their dissertation, right? Okay. How the courses now will be renamed or have been renamed. So we have the BSc courses renamed as Bachelors of Science Honors in Physical Sciences, Life Sciences, Mathematical Sciences, right? We have Bachelor of Arts Honors in Humanities and Social Sciences. We have Bachelors of Commerce Studies Honors. That is how the courses have been renamed. The courses have been renamed, right? Looking at options outside Delhi University. Now, again, a lot of the credit has to go with the new education policy, right? Wherein options for good colleges in professional career options for students have been the focus of that education policy, and the recommendations have been made. Some recommendations have been followed also, right? So if I give a nutshell of what has been provided. So one, the number of colleges under CLAT, the National Law Universities under CLAT currently stand at 22 National Law Universities. Apart from 22 National Law Universities, right, since 2019, our very own Guru Gobind Singh Indraprasth University or IT University Delhi, which offers 85% seat reservation to us being a Delhi student, have been taking or admitting students for their law schools on the basis of a student's rank in the CLAT examination, right? Now, one of the proposals of the new education policy 2020 was that institutes of eminence in our country, good institutes, will now also be providing courses from other disciplines. That is, these colleges will be now providing multidisciplinary courses for students. That's the proposal, just because students, good students, should have more options to get into good colleges. Keeping that in mind, the Indian Institute of Management, Rohtak, IIM Rohtak, launched a 5-year integrate program in law. IIM Rohtak, primarily known for the business management courses, taking a leaf out of the new education policy, launched the 5-year integrated program in law. And again, one of the ways to get there for law is through your CLAT rank. So CLAT has an examination which is conducted second Sunday of May. One will now cater to 22 national law universities, law schools for IP University, and so there are 60 other private colleges that take the score of CLAT, and even your IPL, integrated program in law from IIM Rohtak, will be through CLAT. Okay. Next, we talk about change in selection process of IIM Rohtak for the IPM course, right? Introduction of 3 IIMs this year for IPM course, right? Triple IT Allahabad, Nalsar Hyderabad, launching the 5-year integrated program in management, right? NMIMS having a 7th center, Symbiosis School of Culinary Arts, changing the selection process. So what we look at now, when we talk about the 22 national law universities in CLAT, so the last one was to be, so we had National Law University, Shimla and Jabalpur were added in 2019, and then the National Law University Sonipat, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar National Law University Sonipat started offering the courses from 2020. Now, what happened that apart from traditional BA LLB honors courses, some of the national law universities offer us other courses like BSc LLB honors, right? BCom LLB honors, BBA LLB honors, and Bachelor's in Social Welfare LLB honors, that is BSW LLB honors, Bachelor's in Social Welfare LLB honors. So many options now available at a national law school, right? CLAT as an exam, the structure of the exam also changed, right? Instead of a direct objective multiple choice question paper, it is now a paragraph based reasoning paper for all sections. So whether we're talking about 25% of the question paper being from legal aptitude, 25% of the question paper being from general awareness and current affairs, 20% each from English and logical reasoning, and just 10% being from mathematics, every section will have questions following a paragraph. So data is available within the paragraph. Some part of data is hidden, right? As a serious aspirant, I have to read through the data, analyze and interpret, and only then I'll be able to answer the questions that follow. Right? So these are the list of 22 national law universities under CLAT. Right? Okay. Now, IIM Rohtak, for its IPM course, Integrated Program in Management, changed the selection percentage. So in 2019 and 20, the selection percentage was 45% was, so it was basically 50% was the written test, 10% was interview, 10% was academics of 10th and 12th, and 30% was interview one. Now, again, due to pandemic and everything, the current criteria for 2021 is that 45% is the IPMAT entrance test, 15% is the interview, 40% is your weightage for academic performance of 10th and 12th. That's the current criteria for IIM Rohtak. IIM Bodh Gaya as an IIM offering the 5-year integrated program in management was launched in 2021, right? So they're offering 50 seats with additional 10 supernumerary seats for female candidates. Minimum percentage in class 12 required, in 10th and 12th required is 60%, right? So selection process for IIM Bodh Gaya for this year has been that so it's a common entrance test being conducted called as JIPMAT, JIPMAT. JIPMAT is called as Joint Integrated Program in Management Admission Test, right? Joint Integrated Program in Management Admission Test. which is a common entrance test being conducted by NTA for IIM Bodh Gaya and IIM Jammu. This year, the entrance happened on 31st of July, right? GIPMAT, so for IIM Bodh Gaya, the selection weightage is that GIPMAT score has a weightage of 70%, 15% each for class 10th and 12th academics. IIM Ranchi was the next IIM to start offering the IPM course from this year. So IIM Ranchi this year is not conducting any entrance examination. It has given students two options. One, if a student has taken the scholastic aptitude test, the SAT examination can apply to IIM Ranchi, or if a student has appeared for the IIM Indore's entrance test, can apply to IIM Ranchi, because students' score of SAT or IIM Indore entrance test will be considered. Post that, so there's a change. GIPMAT score is not being considered, right? Post that, they would be conducting an essay writing called as written ability test. They will be conducting interviews for the selected students and also considering your scores of class 10th and 12th. Unlike the other IIMs wherein they have specified the weightages for each of the section, IIM Ranchi has still to specify the weightages of each section for selection. IIM Jammu, the fifth IIM to offer the 5-year integrated program in management, again started operations from this year for the IPM course, right? Offering us 60 seats, admission based on on the GIPMAT score. So GIPMAT, as I mentioned earlier, is a common entrance test for IIM Bodh Gaya and IIM Jammu. For IIM Jammu, the selection criteria are that your GIPMAT score is given a weightage of 60%, right? Academic performance of 10th and 12th is 15% each. 10% they have specified as gender diversity. Narsee Monjee started its 7th campus at Chandigarh this year, right? So Narsee Monjee, or I would say NMIMS, Narsee Monjee Institute of Management Studies, offers 7 campuses: Mumbai, Navi Mumbai, Bangalore, Indore, Hyderabad, Dhule in Maharashtra, and Chandigarh. Multiple course options. So we have the BBA, BCom Honors, BSc Finance, BSc Economics, BBA in Entrepreneurship and Family Business, BBA in Branding and Advertising. We have Liberal Arts, we have Law as an option available, right? So multiple courses and multiple centers that they have. Mumbai offers every course, right? Bangalore, Navi Mumbai, next offering majority of the courses, right? Process one entrance test called as NPAT and NLAT for law. If you're going for law, you have to take the NMIMS law exam called as NLAT, and for others, you have to take the one common entrance called NPAT. Symbiosis School of Culinary Arts, Pune. Now, Symbiosis School of Culinary Arts, Pune, basically, till 2020, used to admit students for the hospitality management course through the common entrance test called as SET General. SET, Symbiosis Entrance Test General, which was a common entrance test for BBA, Mass Comm, Liberal Arts, your BCA, Computer Science, and Hospitality Management courses. This year onwards, they have moved away from the SET General course. Students have to apply separately for Symbiosis School of Culinary Arts, where the Symbiosis School of Culinary Arts will be taking a separate assessment test called as, a separate assessment test based on students' performance in the Symbiosis assessment test by Symbiosis School of Culinary Arts. Filtered students will be called for an interview. Final selection will be based on your performance on the Symbiosis entrance test for Symbiosis School of Culinary Arts and your interview performance. That's how they have changed. They moved away from the symbiosis entrance test general and have started, will be selecting students from their own entrance test. For science students, right, the good news was that the JEE Main will be conducted 4 times a year, right? So the students can go for 4 times and their best scores will be considered, right? Regional languages have been introduced, right, in JEE Main. Students, if you have any queries on this, you can start raising them through the chat window. You can start raising your queries through the chat window. I'll be happy answering the query.
Yes, Akshdeep wants to ask something.
Yeah.
Akshdeep, you can go ahead and ask.
Sir, I want to ask what is the scope after doing BSc from DU?
Okay. Akshdeep, options after doing BSc, let's say in physics, maths, or chemistry, right? You can still go and pursue defense services by clearing the CDS examination. You can do a master's in science, right? And then you can look for further options like research in your chosen domain, right? If you want to go for research, you don't want to go for research, you want to come into academics. After doing your master's, you can go for the UGC NET examination or you can go for your PhDs, right? You can do what others also generally do. After doing BSc, फिर MBA करते हैं या UPSC करते हैं, वो भी options आपके खुले होते हैं. आपके पास all options are open, but it depends कि आप BSc फिजिकल साइंसेज में करते हैं, आप बीएससी लाइफ साइंसेज में करते हैं, आप मैथमेटिक्स में करते हैं, किस में करते हैं. अब चीज इट इज मोर इम्पोर्टेंट टू कि आप क्या करना चाहते हो और उसमें क्या क्या ऑप्शंस अवेलेबल हैं.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Anyone else who want to ask something from sir can go ahead and raise their hand. Yeah, Priyanshi, you can ask.
Good morning, sir. Sir, I want to ask how should we prepare for the changed education policy of DU?
Sorry, come again.
Sir, I want to ask how can we prepare for the changed education policy of DU?
Okay, Priyanshi. So it is not only about preparing for just the CUCET, because CUCET is supposed to be an aptitude-based examination. So aptitude-based examination, basically in an aptitude-based examination, there are 3 sections. 1, IQ, awareness. 3rd, communication skills. IQ is maths and logical reasoning. Primarily maths of 10th, up till 10th is majorly accepted. In some cases, like for Delhi University, maths of 11th and 12th might be tested, right? Logical reasoning is there. Communication skills basically is about your verbal ability or English as a section. So grammar, comprehension passage, vocabulary, synonyms, antonyms, idioms and phrases. आप स्कूल में कर ही रहे हो, right? Awareness, which is general awareness, history, geography and science जो आपने 10th तक पढ़ा, and current affairs, being aware what is happening around the world. ये आपका aptitude based entrance होता है, चाहे वो CUCET होगा, चाहे आप CLAT दोगे, चाहे आप कोई मैनेजमेंट एंट्रेंस दोगे या मास कॉमन एंट्रेंस दोगे, तो यही एंट्रेंस में आता है. नाउ
Okay, sir.
So this is how you can have to prepare for them, right? Plus अभी important चीज क्या है कि इस साल से आपका CBSE ने अपना structure change कर दिया. We'll have 2 cycle of board examinations. We have the first cycle in November and December and second cycle in March and April. So considering that, 11th becomes an ideal class for you all to give time to prepare for aptitude. 11th is the ideal time that you should start working on it.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Next, who wants to ask can please raise their hand. Umesh, Diksha, anyone? You can put it in the chat box or raise your hands. Come on. Okay, sir. Actually, I wanted to ask something.
Sure. Yeah, Tushar.
Sir, the 2 year diploma course and the 4 years honors course, is there any difference in the content which is taught? Or it's same, just the 2 year diploma
Okay.
course is more hectic?
No, no, no. So you're not finishing the entire 4-year course in 2 years. So so first year has a specific content, second year has a specific content, third year has a specific content, and fourth year has a different content. Right. So if you exit after first year, you only exit with the first year content and the certificate in that. Right. And see, it is not that ye 2-year content करके diploma लेके I can exit. Right. Graduation is compulsory.
Okay, sir.
Right. So with this course, the 4-year course coming in, right, it is two the reasons were two. One, enticing students for research, and second, fulfilling that need of the 16-year education system. It gives us both the options.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Shubham Goyal wants to ask
Yeah.
something.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
Shubham, you can.
Good morning, sir. So I want
Yeah.
to ask that as we are getting more liberty, like we can now leave the courses after 1 year or 2 year. What are the basic advantages of it? So what are the basic advantages of this 4-year course?
Basic advantage.
I mean,
Okay.
sir, that it's just like we can leave the course after 2 years and after 3 years also. What are the different benefits of leaving the course after 2 years and 3 years?
There isn't going to be a benefit until unless you are doing some other graduation, because even if you want to do your masters, your basic 3 years of graduation has to be there. If you want to work after your graduation, you have to be a 3-year, right? You have to finish a 3-year course, right? So it is basically that an option available, that if I am pursuing a course and then I am also simultaneously doing a 2-year certification or a diploma course. The problem is that you cannot be. So there are a lot of cons to it, right? आप दो रेगुलर यूनिवर्सिटीज का पार्ट एक साथ नहीं हो सकते हो.
Okay, sir.
अगर बच्चे ये सोचे कि एक रेगुलर यूनिवर्सिटी में मैं एक 3-year कोर्स करूं और यहाँ पे भी ज्वाइन कर लूं SRCC में और 2-year का सर्टिफिकेट ले जाऊं, तो ऐसा नहीं हो सकता. आप दो रेगुलर कोर्सेज में एक साथ नहीं ज्वाइन कर सकते.
Okay, sir.
Right. So it is always better to do a complete regular graduation from a top college rather than just do a 2-year certificate course from a good college and some graduation from some other college. It is not feasible, not viable. Right. 4-year course का सबसे बड़ा advantage क्या है कि आपका research एक साल का complete होता है, so you have that certificate of research because you would have done an internship or a dissertation. Plus, if after completing your 4 years you want to take the GMAT exam and want to pursue MBA abroad, आपका वो condition of 16 years of education जो है वो fulfill हो जाता है, जो कि eligibility condition है GMAT का.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Right.
So, sir, we are getting more questions from the
Yeah.
students.
So I
So
have
next,
Umesh.
Umesh, you can go ask. Yeah.
Yes, sir. So, good morning, sir. So, my question is, what changes will be faced by students in the admission process of BU who are going to take admission to the sports quota?
Okay. Umesh, so basically last 2 years say sports, even for this year, the sports quota trials are not happening, right? The admissions for sports quota used to only be basis on the trials, right? Now you have, first when you fill in the Delhi University form, applications for ECA category open a little late, right? तो जब ECA की एप्लीकेशंस अलग से ओपन होती हैं, तब आपको अपने सर्टिफिकेट्स सबमिट करने होते हैं, राइट? सर्टिफिकेट्स आपके लेटेस्ट सर्टिफिकेट्स पहले कंसिडर किए होते हैं, राइट? एंड नेशनल, स्टेट या सिटी लेवल, ये लेवल के ही सर्टिफिकेट्स वैलिड होते हैं फॉर यू टू टेक एडमिशंस इन स्पोर्ट्स कोटा. दिस इज फॉर द last year and this year. On the basis of certificate, the students are being admitted on sports quota. Otherwise, it was always based on trial, right? Colleges conducting the trials for sports quota. In a year's time, couple of years time, when you are eligible for Delhi University, situation will be normal. So it will be back to the certificates and trials.
Okay, sir.
Okay, Umesh. Now, Pratishtha, you can go ahead.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Pratishtha.
Please enlighten on various career branches of engineering in India under modern trends and prove beneficial in future time.
Okay. Pratishtha, I'll just ask you a question. In your opinion, how many branches of engineering are available in India? आपके हिसाब से कितनी ब्रांचेस अवेलेबल है इंजीनियरिंग की इंडिया में?
So there are many.
Many का मतलब 10, 15, 20? आपको क्या लगता है? Pratishtha, don't worry, मैं आपका आंसर दूंगा, right? It is just because as a student, when we talk about engineering, ठीक है, we limit ourselves to computer science, software engineering, electronics, mechanical, civil, chemical, right? ये जो अच्छी branches होती हैं. The actual part is that we have more than 40 branches of engineering in India. Computer science is one, electronics is one, electrical is one, electronics and electrical is one, communication is one, electronics and communication, mechanical, automobile, civil, chemical, nanotechnology, biotechnology, genetics, biomedicine, textile, paints technology, ceramics engineering, aeronautical engineering, space engineering, avionics, you name. Right? There's so many branches. और engineering एक ऐसी field है जहाँ पे it is not dependent on the changing environment because its foundation is based on the laws of science and applying them in the changing environment. As an engineer, आपके जब basic strong है, आपके laws strong है, तो आप changing environment में उसको adapt कर सकते हो. कोई भी ब्रांच ऑफ इंजीनियरिंग ऐसा नहीं है कि कभी बेकार हो जाएगी, चाहे वो सिविल इंजीनियरिंग हो, चाहे वो केमिकल इंजीनियरिंग हो, चाहे बायोमेडिसिन इंजीनियरिंग हो, चाहे वो कंप्यूटर साइंस इंजीनियरिंग हो, चाहे वो पेंट्स टेक्नोलॉजी हो, राइट, चाहे वो टेक्सटाइल इंजीनियरिंग हो, सारी ब्रांचेस ऑफ इंजीनियरिंग हमेशा एवरग्रीन रहेंगी.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay, anyone else who is willing to ask any questions from sir? Shubham.
So I wanted to know that this change in JEE examination, that 4 attempts are being there in the JEE examination. Is it for the year 2021 only or for the following years too?
It will now be a standard process, Shubham.
Okay, sir. So,
right. So basically, your first attempt starts from January onwards.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
So in addition to that, I want to ask, wouldn't it be too much more competitive for the students to grab the seats in the colleges? The introduction of 4.
Okay. Shubham, it is not entirely, see, even if it is 1 attempt, 2 attempts, right, or 4 attempts, it is a competitive examination, right? Now, basically, it is your decision when to go ahead and what attempt, right? If in November and December I'll have my first cycle of board examinations, I might not be prepared for the January attempt. I might go for a Feb attempt, right? Then again, if I have a second cycle of my board's exam in April and May, then I might not take the March attempt, but I might take an attempt later, right? So it is basically giving you choice to decide which attempt you want to take. You want to go for all the 4 attempts, you can go for. बट ऐसा होने नहीं वाला कि हर बच्चा चारों अटेम्प्ट देगा, बहुत ही लिमिटेड बच्चे चारों अटेम्प्ट देंगे, बिकॉज आप अपने कंफर्ट के हिसाब से अटेम्प्ट दोगे. प्लस आपका बेस्ट, अगर आप चारों अटेम्प्ट भी दे रहे हो तो आपका बेस्ट स्कोर काउंट होगा. ठीक है. टोटल नंबर ऑफ यूनिक स्टूडेंट्स टेकिंग द एंट्रेंस एग्जामिनेशन. ठीक है. अगर एक बच्चे ने 4 बार एग्जाम दिया, मैं उसको 1 बार यूनिक काउंट करूंगा, राइट. टोटल नंबर ऑफ यूनिक हेड्स टेकिंग द एंट्रेंस एग्जामिनेशन वो उतना ही रहता है, 12.5 लाख.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
So, sir, I don't think we have more questions. All doubts are clear. Thank
Sir,
you so much.
what is
Yeah,
the criteria of BARC and what is the minimum percentage to appear in NATA?
Just give me a minute. Okay. So NATA, basically National Admission Test in Architecture, is basically a test for students who do not have science, right? If the student has science, so they can take the JEE Main Paper 2 examination for architecture. तो NATA का आपको फॉर्म अलग से भरना होता है अगर आपके पास मैथ्स एज अ सब्जेक्ट है. तो कॉमर्स विद मैथ्स, ह्यूमैनिटीज विद मैथ्स स्टूडेंट्स इफ दे वांट टू गो फॉर आर्किटेक्चर, देन दे हैव टू अप्लाई थ्रू NATA. NATA का एग्जाम जो है आपका, इट्स अ ड्राइंग एप्टीट्यूड बेस्ड एग्जाम. आपकी ड्राइंग एबिलिटी चेक होती है. Mukul, so you'll have to apply for NATA separately, which generally the forms are released in the month of July, and the entrance for NATA generally happens in the month of August. That is when there is no pandemic. तो pandemic नहीं था तो NATA ऐसे होता था.
Sir, I have non-medical stream, so I have to go through JEE Mains.
नहीं, मतलब आप नाटा भी दे सकते हो, बट आइडियली नॉन मेडिकल बच्चों के लिए जेई मेन पेपर 2 होता है. जो जेई मेन पेपर 1 है बेटा, दैट इज फॉर इंजीनियरिंग, जहां पे फिजिक्स, केमिस्ट्री, मैथ्स होती है. जेई मेन पेपर 2 इज फॉर आर्किटेक्चर, जहां पे मैथ्स और ड्राइंग एप्टीट्यूड होता है बस.
And sir, last year cutoff बता दो एक बार.
Cutoff for
NATA and JEE Mains for architecture.
उससे क्या फर्क पड़ेगा ये बता दे. क्योंकि मुकुल, कट ऑफ एक इंडिकेटर होता है. ठीक है. एक्चुअली हर साल कट ऑफ आप फिक्स नहीं कर सकते हो कि ऑल डिपेंड्स ऑन द टॉपर्स स्कोर. कट ऑफ स्टार्ट फ्रॉम द टॉपर्स स्कोर, right?
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
So I think all the questions are done, sir. So moving on.
Yes, Tushar?
Is someone asking something, or shall I
No,
move
no,
ahead?
actually, I was saying, I think now we have come to an end of this session.
Right, ma'am.
Any other question? I think no question now. No? Okay. So this session is available on school's YouTube channel also. And on behalf of all the students of DLGAV Model School Shalimar Bagh, I thank you, Amit sir and Pratham Academy, for the valuable session. It was an interactive session, and I hope students are definitely benefited under your guidance. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for the opportunity to address. Thank you so much, ma'am.